Good morning, everyone. It's Anita Menon from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I want to talk to you about a quotation that I love from a psychologist that is one of my favorites from the past. His name is Abraham Maslow. You may have heard of him. And this quotation says, "In any given moment, we have two options: to step forward into growth or to step back into safety." So, in any given moment, we have two options: to step forward into growth or to step back into safety. And I do think that this is true constantly. Every single day, we have these two options. And you think, well, I don't really have any option. I don't have any choice of what I'm doing in a day. I have to do this or I have to do that. And that's how our mind likes to think. But if we really contemplate our day, we have the choice of what time do we want to wake up? What do we want to eat for breakfast? Do we even want to eat breakfast? What type of breakfast do we want to have? How quickly do we want to eat that breakfast? That's just starting your day, and that's assuming you're having breakfast. Are you going to take a shower? How long will be your shower? What kind of soap are you going to use? All of these things are choices, but we have the choice of stepping forward into growth or stepping back into safety. So let's say, it'd be good for me to get up so that I can work out or I can meditate, before I get to work today. And yet, the bed feels so comfortable. It's so safe. It's so comfortable. I might just stay here for a little bit longer. So that's one of our beginning of the day decisions and choices that we have, right? So stepping forward into growth or stepping back into safety. And of course, throughout the day, same thing, right? How we communicate with people will matter in terms of, is it a growth mindset or is it a safety? So that's one thing. Then we look at life in general. It could be, are you going to move from one home to another? Are you going to move from one place to another? Are you going to study a particular thing? And you have a choice in those things too, right? So how much do I want to study? How long do I want to study? And is it going to be growth or is it going to be safety? I think this is enough, right? Now, I love learning. So I'm hoping that the people who are listening to this video might also be thinking about, we're able to learn every single day, right? So there's a growth mindset in that. If we're thinking, I can read something, even if I'm not going to school, I can read something and think about it and contemplate it. Or I can just read it and say, okay, I read that, right? So there's a different, safety is just, yeah, okay, that was simple. That was easy enough. And growth is, what am I seeing in what I'm reading? What am I doing and why am I doing it? And that takes a little bit of reflective or contemplative time. And again, safety always calls to our minds, growth calls to our spirit. And I'm going to tell you that this year I'm definitely focusing on helping people understand the spiritual aspect. So I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about some of the experiences that help us move in this direction. If we were to think about the average person, there are awarenesses that we have every single day, right? So I have an awareness of where I'd like to live. I have an awareness of what kind of schooling I'd like to do. I have an awareness of how I want to eat. I have an awareness of how much sleep I need. So all of that, those are awarenesses. Then there's a time that can come with enough awareness about our life experience, we can come to a space of an awakening. And sometimes that happens because of a not easy experience in our life, which suddenly makes us see things that we were aware about, but not awakened to. So awakening is suddenly looking at things that you might have been looking at all your life and awakening to a different way of seeing them. And it's such an interesting experience. I don't believe that you can actually plan to have an awakening experience, but I will say that if there is a desire to grow, to learn, to move forward, there will be these opportunities that come to us. Then it's all a matter of how we choose to work with those awakening experiences. Now, in that time, there's still more awareness gained. There's more expansion. There's more creation. There's more these terms that you may have heard. These days, I find that the term manifestation is a big term. And manifestation would be in the same line or energy as things like creation or realization or self-actualization, which is what Abraham Maslow had originally talked about. And self-actualization is being the best that you can be. So this is like, the high point of of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yet, even Maslow had gone beyond that to talk about spirituality. Now, what's the difference between, self-actualization and spirituality? And I'll let you know that that difference is a leap. That space is taking an even bigger step. This step is into the unknown. Now, interesting, right? Because we're thinking, okay, we're going to a spiritual realm and it's a step into the unknown. And let me tell you that the mind will not like that. The mind that has been trained throughout this entire life experience saying, if I do this, I'll get to this. If I do this, I get to this. It's very black and white. It could be very linear. We're able to see, even when we're thinking of different connections, if I do this, then these different things can happen. It's still, it's a mind process. When we look at spirituality, there is a trust and complete faith in the unknown. Now, because I'm working with this so regularly for several years now, I can say that even still, I'm just scratching the surface of what is there. And it's so fascinating and so fantastic that even in this scratching the surface space, it's a phenomenal experience. And what is the experience? This trust in the unknown is the experience. And you think, well, how is that comfortable? It's not. I can tell you that there are many times that I feel, wow, I don't know where this is leading me. All I know is I'm pulled. I am pulled by an energy that is also not seen by me, but it is felt. And this is the experience of spirituality. So, again, this goes just beyond that self actualization to spirituality. And self actualization might have some bit of spirituality in there too. All of our phases in life have the spirituality there. It's just as we uncover layers that have blocked that awareness, that experience, that awakening, that spirituality that's just there waiting to be noticed and reflected upon and understood and appreciated and experienced. This is a fantastic space to be in. I saw this quotation that I thought would maybe make sense to some people, as I might be speaking in a way that might not make sense. This quotation said, "The power of manifestation is the ability to make seen the unseen, to realize the unreal." Now, realization and enlightenment are words that are often used together. So, in spiritual growth, a lot of times those two words are used somewhat interchangeably. And I wanted to make sure that you understand what realize means. So, realize, which I think we use the term regularly, but this is in a dictionary quotation or definition, is to become fully aware of something as a fact, to understand it clearly. Now, remember, when we're looking at spiritual, there's not facts that we can necessarily express so easily, but there is a knowing that comes from that level that is understood clearly. So that's important. And the other aspect of realization is to achieve something desired or anticipated, to fulfill. And I think this is more in line with what people think of as manifestation. So, manifestation, people will think about creating wealth or creating a space to live in, a business, a home, all of these sorts of things, a family, all of these things can be realized. And then this realization of spirituality is such a step into the unknown that I can't even explain it as to how it feels, but it is profoundly satisfying. And I can't even think that I was going to use some amazing word for that, but I will tell you it is amazing. But the satisfying experience, I can tell you, I have never experienced that peace, that sense of knowing and clarity and understanding of the rightness of things. So today, I would love for you to see that. Where are you? Are you in that space of awareness of life experiences? Are you in a space of an awakening where you're looking at your life experiences and saying, wow, I can see this completely different than how I was aware of it before? And are you in that space where you're moving into self-actualization, where you're actually realizing things? Are you creating? Are you in that? That's a fantastic space. Are you interested in moving into that spiritual space? Are you willing to take that step into the unknown to see the unseen. Today, I leave you with that. I will be talking to you more this year about these things and to help you find a way of understanding exactly where you are and where you'd like to be. I hope that you spend 5 minutes just sitting down to figure out which space are you in your life experience right now. And I hope you have a fantastic day doing it. For now, I leave you with that thought, and I hope you remember, transform your mind and transform your world. Transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.